Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ken. Today we're going to be talking about some apps that you need to survive PTA school. Where does social media end up in those apps? The number one app that I would recommend getting through the program and after the program, and some honorable mentions at the end. Let's get started. Just keep in mind that some of these are only iOS based and some do cost money, whether it's an upfront fee or subscription based. I'm going to try to keep in the ones that I used as well as an alternative. So let's get into the very first one. So the first one that I used was Notability. The reason why I like Notability was because I was able to have two notes open at the same time, take notes on one side while having the slide deck open on the next. It had a very organized drawer capability, color code everything. The highlighting features, the drawing features, the pen features. I really enjoyed Notability and used it for the entire program. Notability does cost $12 to get it started for the first month. And I believe it's $15 every month. So keep that in mind just in case you don't want another subscription-based payment when using Notability. Two other good options. I had a lot of classmates use GoodNotes. GoodNotes was very nice. I like the program itself. Ultimately, I decided on Notability, and that one is $8 at the time of this recording. One-time fee though, no monthly subscription. The other one that's a one-time fee that's a little bit cheaper is Noteful. Noteful also has a practice and sample template already in the program once you download it, and it's actually already related to the field. I like the colors, I like the way that it's laid out. So if you want to give that one a try, and let me know how it goes. So now that we've taken our notes, how are we going to study them? What I used was Quizlet and Anki. Let's get into Quizlet first. So Quizlet has a free version, but if you want more features or unlimited slide decks, you're gonna have to go for the pro version, either the annual subscription or the monthly subscription. Anki is a one-time fee. However, it is $25 and not as user-friendly, unfortunately. It takes a little bit of time getting used to the features and the layouts, but once you have it set, I love the way that it helps you study. So once you're practicing with Anki, if you didn't get it right, it'll quiz you right again. If you feel like you're fairly confident in it, you can put good or easy, and it won't pop up that same question for a couple days. So this way you're studying what you don't know and still studying what you know, but less often. All right, so we've taken our notes, we've made flashcards or practiced them, studied them some way. Now let's get to some practice quizzes, practice tests. You can make your own with Kahoot. The reason why I like Kahoot, one, it's free. You're creating them yourself. So what I would do personally is I would do a quiz on a certain chapter. My study group would make a quiz on another chapter or the same chapter. And then when we get together, we would take each other's quizzes. Once we kind of go through them, we'll try to teach the concepts of why we picked this question. The better you're able to teach a complicated concept, the better you're going to understand it. That goes for the entire program. The problem with Kahoot is we're not going to be making NPTE level questions, unfortunately. So you have two options to study actual NPTE questions. One, medical pocket prep for the PTA. So every single day you're going to be prompted with a question, and these questions will be more based on the actual exam. It'll have full-on explanations and descriptions on why the answer are the answers. This app is also free. Another one that you can use, and you can even use it up front, is Basecamp. Score Builders has a program called Basecamp where you're able to study certain trails, certain guides as you're going through the program. It does get easier once you're further in the program because a lot of these concepts you're not going to be exposed to until way later. But there is a pricing to Basecamp. So they have a standard 30 days, which might be included with the Score Builders book that you'll be getting. They have an annual fee, which I think is $55 at the time of this recording. And they have a lifetime $120. So if you want to use the app past school, keep yourself, in the know and refresh, because you either lose it if you don't use it, or you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Something like that, right? So I would recommend Basecamp Arena. It's a fun way to study, gives you a this or that. You get as many as you can, right? You can even compete with your friends. We used it a lot once we got to about the pathology section. So at least we got exposed to some of the concepts that we were being quizzed on. All right, let's talk social media apps. Social media apps like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube even. There's a lot of great people out there. I followed Prehab Guys, Athlete Next, and it gets a lot better because you're actually understanding more of what they're saying. But I wouldn't fully utilize them until you're either closer to the end of your program or once you graduated, so that you can understand why they're doing what they're doing. You can start it now when you start the program, great, but they're going to be doing some shoulder stabilization exercises or maybe some leg exercises that you're seeing them do it, which is great, but you don't understand them fully until you've done the program. So this way you can decide whether or not you want to incorporate them in your practice. All right, and now for the number one app that I would recommend getting through the program and even beyond the program. And it is Essential Anatomy. Essential Anatomy is great because as PTAs, we are expected to essentially be muscle experts. So in this app, you're able to add muscle layers, you're able to decrease muscle layers, add connective tissue, add the nervous system, isolate different body parts, see what their function, see more information. And once you're out in the field, some patients actually enjoy knowing what's going on with their body. So you're able to show them with your app, they get a better understanding on why you're doing what you're doing, and this way your profession becomes even more validated to them. The downside about Essential Anatomy is it does cost $20 whopping dollars. It's a great program, but if you don't want to spend the 20, I totally understand. Atlas is another option that I utilized. The thing with Atlas is that you have limited access until you use their subscription-based program. And again, do you want to add another subscription bill or do you want to just pay a one-time fee for full-on access? All right, let's go through some honorable mentions. One, I used Google Calendar. The reason why I say this is an honorable mention is because not a lot of people use calendar-based programs for helping them stay organized. I used it to see when my exams were, when my homework was due, when practicals were coming up. If some people like to use planners, do it the right into the planner kind of way, that's totally up to you and that's totally fine. As long as you have something that can help you stay organized through the program, go for that. Two, Socrative. Socrative is a great program because it's more questions, more quizzes that you'll be able to be exposed to. The downside to Socrative is that if your professors are not using Socrative, you can't use Socrative because it depends on the professor making the quizzes for you. They'll give you the room number, you'll enter it in. They can see all the people in it. They can see what they're scoring so they can get a better idea. And it's great, but it's completely useless if they're not using it. So up to you. And the last one, Google Sheets. I loved using Excel sheets in order to organize more complicated topics. So I did it for my orthokinematics. I did it for my open and closed chain movements. I even did it for my muscle groups, origins, insertions, actions, and nerves. This way I had different tabs for each section. I can stay organized at a quick glance. I had all my information there. As long as you have something similar that can help you stay organized, go with that. Personally, I enjoyed Google Sheets. A lot of these programs can have their own dedicated video going further in depth on their features, how I completely use them, and how they can help you even pass the program. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Leave a comment down below and I can go further in depth on any of these apps that I've used. The goal with all of this is that you stay organized, you get through the program, you get licensed, and you start practicing. Any questions, please let me know, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.